Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I am going to be giving my take on the March 6, 2019 new moon in Pisces. Now, there will be a new moon in Pisces on March 6, 2019. Now, a new moon in astrology can bring much initiative and enterprise. It could be a very opportune time for saying discarding, putting aside what is frivolous and superfluous, and what may have prohibited you and held you back previously, what may have inhibited you, and all this can be discarded, better chance of it being discarded at this time. Now, this could also be a time where you have a very strong abundance and surfeit of energy. But that being said, it's always important to look at contraindicators at this point. I mean, if you're, let's say if you're having, because there could be strong modifications to this energy. Now, let's say if you have a transit Neptune making an adverse aspect to your natal, ascendant Mars, or even your sun, that could be an indicator that may modify this energy, because you might be feeling a little bit more lethargic and sluggish and feel more like fantasizing and being in more dreamy mode and being more stagnant, as opposed to actually doing things, fantasizing about taking action on things or starting or initiating something, as opposed to doing it. Or even if you have the transit Sun or Mars in your 12th house, because those could be energy depleters, so to speak. Now, or they could be that could be something where your energy may feel dissipated or depleted. Now, also, and again, it could be about, laying around could take more precedence over actually doing things. But at the same time, when you have a new moon in astrology, that could modify that energy to some degree, and that could even if you feel like you're in like this stagnant mode, you might have a little bit more energy than usual at the time during the new moon, and it may be able to get you up out of that lethargic state, maybe to some degree, but it just might be a little bit harder to do so. But anyway. And again, this could be about, this could be an opportune time for embarking on a new project or endeavor. It could be a time also where any hesitation or procrastination may come to an end. Could be very exceptionally revitalizing and rejuvenating. It could also manifest in very extemporaneous and spontaneous energy. Now, being in Pisces, though, new projects may be initiated with much idealism, altruism, and compassion. There may even be some self-sacrifice involved in it, whether it may be your time or what have you, in order to dedicate to something, especially if it's something with altruism and it's something where you're doing something out of compassion for other people. Now, this is something, too, where, when you're talking about a new moon in astrology, now this could, well, collectively impact everyone, but especially people that, of course, have the sun, moon, or ascendant in Pisces or the zodiac sign Cancer. Now, Pisces, of course, because it's going to be in their sign, and Cancer simply because, well, Cancer is simply impacted and affected strongly by all phases and transits of the moon. And I think this could be largely attributed as to why the zodiac sign Cancer could be so fickle, moody, and temperamental and changeable. Now, given during this time, this new moon in Pisces, well, I want to go backtrack. Again, that also, especially if you have this transit new moon in Pisces, say if it's making a conjunction to your Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant, it could be very, it could be very intensified, and you could really feel the effects very strongly. So anyway, now, this is something, too, where during this time for the new moon in Pisces, this could be something where one may start a new job or position of something Pisces related, especially if it falls in the 2nd, 6th, or 10th house in one's natal chart, because those are like the money and job houses, so to speak. This could be because the 2nd house, of course, is connected with money and income generated. 6th house is work and employment. 10th house is the career. Now, this could be where one may start something with the metaphysical, astrology, spirituality, something with photography, photography, chemistry, dancing, illusions such as working as a magician, somebody that's working with drugs such as being an addiction counselor, somebody that begins or embarks on poetry, some kind of fictional fantasy writing, or even working as a medium or a psychic. It could be something to with filmography as well. It could even be a start, or maybe many may start doing something on making YouTube videos and having it set up for monetization, if that still exists. I believe it does, but you may want to check on that to verify. But anyway, even meditation maybe started at this time. I thought was interesting. I had actually a talk with a local librarian recently, and when I talked with her, I noticed that there was a sign on at the library, something about meditation classes beginning, or free meditation classes, or something similar to that. And for imagine that, March 6th, 2019. Now, I asked her if this had been done previously there. She said it may have, but it may have been from last calendar year. But that being said, this could be a new period for many, maybe to start something with meditation. And this is something that they're bringing back as far as meditation goes, and it might be new for many people that are going to go to the library. They may actually start or initiating something with meditation, maybe something they may not have done before, even though it may have been, they may have had those meditation sessions at the library previously. But I thought it was very interesting that they were bringing it back on March 6, 2019, the day of the new moon in Pisces. And Pisces, of course, can be connected and associated with meditation. Now, anyway, this could also be a period where many may start a new period of idealism, empathy, imagination, compassion, altruism, self-sacrifice, forgiveness, and imagination, something like abstract art, anything where the imagination could be very strongly used. Now, being at 15 degrees. Now, as far as Sabian symbols go, well, this could be the start of one sacrificing one's own possessions, money, to benefit perhaps sons and daughters, where these people may be working laboriously, so their sons and daughters can have something later on in life. And also maybe perhaps taking care of something now you may have procrastinated on, or such as making amends for past wrongs. So anyway, now another example, let's say, I mean, you're talking about the houses that this could fall in. One example, let's say somebody has the new moon in Pisces fall in their 5th house in their natal chart. It could just simply be a period where one may start some kind of fantasy gaming, or something that could be Pisces related. That could be something of some kind of hobby or fun or amusement, or it could be something like swimming or scuba diving, or something, anything with water, something with aquatics. It could be even doing something like dancing or poetry, something that could be a Pisces hobby, or doing, like I said before, something like a fantasy game like Dungeons and Dragons. Anything that could be really fun or amusement, or something of enjoyment, and even fishing. Now, also too, another example, I mean, let's say that this is to fall in the 8th house. It could be where one might make a spiritual transformation, or maybe even something in connection with the metaphysical, such as astrology, such as maybe they feel a way that they can transform their lives with the help of maybe understanding or having a better conception or idea of their own natal chart. Now, if somebody has this, say, where it falls in the 1st or the 6th house in their natal chart, one may, in some cases it could, I believe, could be a new Pisces health-related issue, such as something with the feet, the toes, or the lymphatic system. Now, and especially, I mean, if you look at this, if it makes an inconjunct, this new moon in Pisces, an inconjunct to your actual ascendant, or even if it makes an adverse aspect to your sun, I think especially in inconjunct, because inconjuncts can often be about health-related issues, or even Mars in some cases, I think, as well. But maybe, but with the sun, I would think it could, be some issues with that. I mean, the Sun and Mars are both connected with vitality. The Sun could be connected with one's health, but especially if this inconjuncts the ascendant, because you're talking about the physical body. And I believe the ascendant is there's more of a correlation with the ascendant and one's physical health as opposed to the Sun, but that is my belief. Anyway, hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. Anyway, now as far as mine goes, mine is going to fall in my 11th house in my chart. Now this could be a period for me. I mean, of course, it could manifest in a multitude of ways. This could be the start of greater idealism in terms of goals or aspirations. It might even be a period, maybe I've even talked about this, I've contemplated this, that it could be something where maybe I start to do these charts again and at some point around this time. And I know I've talked about this before and I procrastinate on, but when you're talking about the new moon, you could always discard anything, as far as anything inhibiting you or hesitation and procrastination, you have a better chance of discarding and throwing out the window, figuratively speaking. So anyway, it could also be something too, and this also, it's important to look at the aspects this makes to the points in your chart, as this could impact the delineation and interpretation. Now mine is going to make a sextile to my 12th house Saturn in Taurus. Now this could suggest perhaps looking at this energy with the new moon in Pisces in the 11th and making that sextile to the 12th house Saturn in Taurus for me, it could suggest that the metaphysical, which could include astrology, as an aspiration could blend in well with laborious and persistent steady work in the 12th house of seclusion, steady work in seclusion, laborious, persistent, steady work, the Saturn and Taurus energy, of course. Also, transit Mars is going to make what some may see maybe as a long conjunction to my natal Saturn, but that could give extra energy and vitality in doing this and add energy to and give it even more disciplined energy, perhaps since it is hitting Saturn. Now, also this new moon in Pisces is going to make an inconjunct aspect to my 4th house Venus in Leo. Now, it could be adjustment might have to be made at this time. Inconjunct aspects could be I see them as adverse, but they could also be about adjustments. It could be a new Pisces friend. It could be a Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Pisces characteristics. An adjustment between that person, perhaps, and a Leo person I might feel close to home with, or might be prominent in my home life, my home and family life. It could be, again, a Leo sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Leo characteristics. So, and also it could be perhaps about really making an adjustment perhaps to doing something in terms of the astrological chart work, which could be an aspiration, an adjustment between that and things that I love that are associated with entertainment in my home, such as could even just be things on the computer, or this extroversion, this attention-seeking thing that's associated with me doing the videos from home. So it might be something where maybe I have to make a decision as to whether I want to do the chart work, which might detract a little bit from doing these videos out of home. So it's something that I have to really look at this time and contemplate, and perhaps it might be a time to make that decision on that. Now, anyway, another thing too is that this could be this is going to, looking at this in terms of aspects that this new moon makes are important, as well as this could impact the delineation of an interpretation. Now, it's going to make, electionally, it's going to make a conjunction to Neptune. The new moon in Pisces will conjunct Neptune, pretty close conjunction to it. Now, this could give added inspiration to whatever it is that somebody may decide to embark on in connection with the new moon energy. Now, at this time, Mercury, it's also important to look at the other transits that are taking place electionally, as this could be amplified and intensified because they're occurring at the time of the new moon. Now Mercury is just going, it's going to be going retrograde in Pisces around this time. Now this suggests that there may be, maybe more review before embarking on this new moon energy. Perhaps a lot of this could be thinking if one is being more idealistic or unrealistic, perhaps in connection with the house that this falls in their chart. Now the other transits may be accentuated due to the new moon energy. Uranus will just be entering Taurus at this time, and Venus in Aquarius will stand out as a singleton planet at this time. So what this could be about is that, I mean, you look at Uranus entering Taurus, right? This could be very auspicious for people in Uranus, like professions, astrologers, aerospace, astronomers, people that are in computer fields, information technology, electronic workers might be beginning jobs. A lot of them might be starting to generate income. And then you have the Venus and Aquarius energy on top of it being a singleton and taking place at the time of the new moon in Pisces could be more emphasized and accentuated. This money could be coming, I mean, they could be about things of a monetary nature, making money through Aquarius things, again, such as like aerospace, astronomy, computers, information technology, astrology, anything that could be Aquarius related, innovation even. Now, also being a singleton and coupled with the new moon, I mean, this can be more pronounced, and this is something where what's important to look at too is that this makes no adverse aspects to any planets. Now some may see that the new moon in Pisces is it makes a square to Jupiter. It might be seen as a long square, but considering the orb, the fact that this is electional, it's not in a natal, it's not about natal chart. This is something I don't really see as really being a square. Some may see it as a long square, but I think you're generally, no matter how you look at it, you're going to really, this could indicate a lot less opposition, adversarial energy, and conflict in connection with this new moon energy. I think it'll make it a lot more easier for people to follow through on this new moon in Pisces energy. Now, a thing what I thought was interesting, as far as collectively, I mean, well, I saw something online, again, very interesting. I thought it was something on a NewYorkTimes.com blog, that there's apparently it's going to be an online discussion. I mean, this could be about, when you're talking about this new moon, first, let me go back in. This would be, as far as the new moon Pisces goes, I mean, this could be a better idea. People at this time may begin to get a better idea or conception about drugs, which can include smoking. And on this day, on March 6, 2019, the day of the new moon in Pisces, according to NewYorkTimes.com blog, there's going to be an online discussion, apparently facilitated, connected with a graph that shows e-cigarette usage by any tobacco product, and also, well, I should say, it's going to show a graph that shows e-cigarette usage, and then and also any tobacco product usage, and by percentage of middle schoolers and people in high school from the year 2011 to the year 2018. Now remember that drugs can be associated with Pisces. And remember that this is going to make a conjunction to Neptune, this new moon in Pisces. And vapors can be associated with the planet Neptune. Now, when e-cigarettes are heated, it produces something that's at least resembles a vapor type smoke. So, I mean, anyway, and of course, and again, Neptune can be connected with vapors. Now, also, given that Mercury will have just gone retrograde around this time in Pisces, I mean, there's going to be a lot of, when Mercury is retrograde, of course, it could be connected with reviewing. Now, this is going to be, I mean, it's going to be something where there's going to be a lot of review on this matter, considering they're going over the years from 2011 to 2018. Now, again, there's going to be, safe to say, there's going to be some reviewing as far as tobacco product usage and e-cigarette usage by those people during that period. Now, and interestingly enough, this is going to fall, this Pisces energy is going to fall in the third house in the United States natal chart. Now I'm referring to the one, of course, that's the Sagittarius rising chart. That's the one I think is most accurate anyway, but that's just my opinion. Some people go with some of the other charts for the United States. And the third house can be connected with you know, really with learning, and well, actually the third house too, it's associated with early education, which of course can include the middle school and high school people, so you understand what I'm saying. Now, another thing too about this, hold on again, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. Anyway, another thing on a very more minuscule and minor note, there's going to be a comic book series. I looked online. There's going to be a comic book series that's going to premiere on this day, on March 6, 2019. It's going to be entitled Age of X-Man, Prisoner X #1. And of course, as many of you may know, prison and imprisonment is associated, synonymous with the zodiac sign Pisces. And fantasy and fiction is as well. And again, this energy, along with Neptune, is going to be it's going to be in the third house in that United States chart with the Sagittarius rising. And third house can be connected with books, literature, and of course in Pisces, Neptune energy, of course, connected with fantasy and fiction. And Pisces energy is also about imprisonment. So very interesting how this pans out. And also, I mean, that's really basically, I mean, it's what I want to get to as well. I think another thing to point out, again, going back to the fact that these other transits electionally that take place at the time of this new moon in Pisces, they could be intensified and amplified as well because they're taking place at the time of the full moon. I'm sorry, the new moon in Pisces. Now, the fact that Mercury is going to be retrograde at this time, I think it's very important to remember Mercury in Pisces, and not only is in its detriment and in fall, but it's also going to be retrograde. So, I mean, remember that Mercury is not just about communication. It can be about short journeys, is another thing could be associated with. So people that are taking short journeys, you know, be very careful at this time. You might find yourself taking a lot of, you know, where the journeys might turn out to be more convoluted and confusing than you anticipated, and you might find out doing so, it might be a lot of rewinding. You might find yourself having to keep going back in some cases to where you started from. So especially if you're taking a trip, you know, it's got a lot of winding roads and a lot of, you know, where it's very convoluted. It's very important, I think, to kind of plan it out before you go and really understand, you know, the direction you're going and map things out very well, because it could be a lot easier to get lost, I think, with this energy with Mercury in Pisces and being retrograde as well. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my take on the March 6, 2019 new moon in Pisces. And stay tuned next time, where I'm going to be giving you my Aquarius March 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.